Sometimes you gotta take it back to those kinds of dances.
Getting loose.
Sometimes you gotta, or you might even go to the snake.
Uh-oh.
You know what I'm saying?
Uh-oh.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm looking at you people.
We might even get to the snake. You got exposed to snake.
I did get exposed to stink.
Snake is a PUA. That stands for pick up artist. See, this is the new Love and Chokes podcast. No more Keebler talking about pussy shit.
You gotta make your voice 10 times deeper.
Talking like a bitch. Shout out to Duncan Trussell. Shout out to Duncan Trussell. That's a tribute. We're not jacking material. That's a straight tribute. Anthony, is the music ready?
I guess not.
Then what the fuck are we doing out here? Oh! Turn it up! Turn it the fuck up! Yes. What's up, y'all?
Hey, guys.
We out here.
We're alive.
Love and Chokes, episode 63. We're going to call episode 64 Rolling in a 6-4. That's important. Make a fucking note.
Noted.
But right now, episode 63 is loose. It's loose and dangerous. Not sponsored by Tito's. Maybe I've been having fun. It's been a long day. It's been a great day. But she been a long one. And Daddy made a cocktail. We're all adults. We can have a cocktail.
Have a beverage.
If we want to. Shout out to my homie, A-Town. We use nicknames that nobody else uses to keep the homie protected. To protect the innocent.
Yeah.
You know who you are. You're an adult. If you want to, pour yourself a cocktail. For the rest of y'all, welcome. Episode 63, you motherfuckers. We love you so much. We love you so much that today we started a new way to connect to y'all. We're fucking with you gamer motherfuckers.
Yes.
We're out on Twitch now, Love and Chokes. No spaces, no underscores, Love and Chokes as a single entity. As a unit. You can watch stream classes. We stream tonight, and soon you'll be able to watch me suck at video games. It's so dope. So much fun. Yes, I will answer any questions about jiu-jitsu. Donations were not open tonight, but those motherfuckers will be open soon.
Boom.
And now, Anthony, let's start the podcast that I so rudely interrupt as soon as we start the motherfucker with all these alerts. But when you tell motherfuckers to slide in your DMs, you got to keep the alerts.
It's hot in the streets.
You got to keep the alerts hot. You know? So here we are. Anthony, we have to start. Honestly, we got to. There's so much to talk about, and I say that every fucking episode. But there's two issues in the culture of MMA
Okay.
that I want to discuss, none of which have to do with Mackenzie Dern.
Awesome.
Everybody talking about her.
Guess what? Just
Everybody talking about her. But another thing that I think everybody's talking about is Raquel Pennington's corner.
yeah.
And I think the overwhelming majority of people that I've seen on social media and on video giving their opinion are like, man, they should have come to her rescue. She turned. She's a vulnerable person. She turned in her most vulnerable state and was like, yo, I need help. Like, get me out of here.
Yeah.
And the corner told her to change her mindset, get the fuck out there and get this job done. And a lot of people were like, they should fire her. That was my initial feeling. My initial thought when I saw it. And I think of Raquel Pennington as a very tough woman.
Yeah.
Like, in a room full of tough motherfuckers, she's one of the toughest of those motherfuckers. From what I've seen with my tiny eyes.
Yeah.
Right? I'm not in the room with her every day. I don't know what these coaches are experiencing when they're trying to encourage her in the room. Does she need to be dragged? Some people need to be dragged.
Yeah.
I raise my hand for those on audio.
Yes.
For you motherfuckers who are loyal on audio.
I need to be dragged.
I need to be dragged. And that's why in the mornings I wake up to see a trainer. That's why today, when my shoulder was too fucked up to see a trainer, he told me to stay home and rest it. But he was like, you can massage it. The homie Sean, who runs the place, Soul Fuel Tribe, where Love and Chokes is located. We're located inside the homie's business. He was like, there's this big metal bar that lies on the edge of the mat. You know what I'm talking about? That heavy silver motherfucker? Didn't know what that was for, did you?
No. Sounds like
Want to know?
Torture?
Kind of. But benevolent torture. Look how I just raised my motherfucking arm. That's not the Tito's. That's the release shit that I had to go through with the homie. And the worst part of it was I had to move my arm as he's pressing this heavy, thick, metal, like rolling pin looking thing into my body. Like, I would put the amount of pain that it caused while it was happening, it was like a 6.5 on a real scale.
Okay.
Like, it hurt. It wasn't like, oh, that's uncomfortable, I'm going to get through this. I was like, there were a couple points where I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. But he didn't have to drag me. His presence drugged me. Does that make sense?
Yeah. All right.
So some people have to be dragged. So the point is she one of those people that when she's damaged is like, fuck, I can't do this. And her corner did the right thing by saying, look, you have a chance to do this still. Get out there and try. It's hard to know. But here's the thing. I think about the legacy of fighters and the legacy that fighters leave. And one fighter comes to mind who I think is a brilliant fighter who is still loved, but there's this shadow hovering over his career and existence. And that fighter is a legend and a god named Roberto Duran. And why is that shadow there? Because one day, instead of getting into the fight during the fight, he uttered the words, "No mas." And that was on the fucking cover of many, many things, including Sports Illustrated. That fight is regarded to as no mas. Like, people talk about that as no mas. So, do you want to put this woman in a position where she's going to be thought of as one of those people? Or are you going to let her go out with her shield and her sword in her hand? Is that better for her? Or are we just thinking about brain injury? That's a sensitive topic now that wasn't a sensitive topic. Not that it wasn't an issue, but it wasn't a sensitive topic when Roberto Duran uttered those words.
Yeah. It's kind of a newer thing now.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So the concern for the fighters from the community is new. The way that trainers behave is probably old. And I think trainers try to push you into the fray. And I'm not sure that that's necessarily wrong. I worry about injury. I'm concerned about brain injury and just injury in general. But I have to think long term. Is she going to be truly harmed even if she gets KO'd here? Or is she going to be harmed more by being remembered as a person who didn't get off the stool? That's something that should be considered and not considered lightly. That's just my take on Raquel Pennington.
Okay.
What did you think when you saw this?
At first I had the same knee-jerk reaction. It's like, well, if you don't want to be in there and somebody puts you in there, you're done. Like, you should just kind of be done. But now I still don't know. I'm still thinking about it.
It wasn't until I pictured Roberto Duran. Like, when I saw his face, I was like, fuck. Maybe they did the right thing. Maybe.
I don't know.
And here's what's crazy. Raquel Pennington was scheduled to do an interview with Ariel Helwani today, but she missed a flight and it just didn't work out. So we don't know her side of the story now. It's a mystery. We don't know. Now, maybe she put something on Twitter. or on Instagram, but I don't follow people like that. I'm mainly on social media to post things.
No, she was on the MMA Hour.
No, she wasn't.
She said, I'm reading through the article. Maybe it might be, I don't know. It looks like it's for.
Or maybe they changed. Maybe they waited for her or something.
Maybe, because it said that, I'm actually proud of my coaches. I know a lot of people are going against what they said and thinking all this different stuff, and it's easy to judge, but you never know what's happening in that moment. At the end of the day, my coaches know me best. She added as transcribed via MMA fighting. They know my toughness, and they know what I can handle, and I trust my coaches with everything that I have.
She wrote this to them? She texted this?
I believe so. It looks like
okay.
it.
Because at the point that I stopped watching the show, they were discussing how she wasn't going to make it due to missed flight. Maybe she even called in. So maybe I'm partially talking out of school, but it sounds like she's on the same page that I got to.
Yeah.
So, but it's fun to be critical. It's fun to be critical about people we don't know. Even if you're experienced, like MMA fighters have a right to state an opinion. Like everyone has a right to state an opinion, but their opinion may weigh heavier.
Yeah.
Because they've been in that cage under those particular lights and been like, hey, like if I wanted out, I'd want someone to save me.
Right.
A lot of people said that. So I respect both sides of the argument. Nobody's wrong here. Nobody's wrong here. Like both of those decisions are correct. It's just a question of perspective, really. You know? And so there's Raquel. And then the other issue also came to my attention when I was watching the MMA Hour. And it honestly, man, it fucking broke my heart. It hurt me for a little while. Yeah. Like for like 10 minutes, I was a little bit in my feelings about it. And it was watching Chuck Liddell talk. I don't ever want to talk that way. And I don't want to insult a dude who's an icon and a personal hero of mine for the way that he fought. But the way that he spoke worried me about the health of his brain.
Okay.
And how many shots he's taken. And how many times the lights have been turned off. And it's not my place to tell him what to do. But watching him speak, I was concerned. And I don't think I'm the only person that felt that way. And, of course, they were mentioning that he would fight Tito. And it seems like that fight would be on level playing field if you look at the idea that they were both fighting at the same time.
Right.
How many times has Tito Ortiz been brutally knocked unconscious?
I don't know. Let's look it up.
How about never?
Never?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Like, a brutal knockout? When Chuck knocked him out, he just kind of sat down against the cage.
Right.
After eating a decent amount of strikes.
Yeah.
Some of which he blocked. But he withered underneath the pressure.
Yeah.
Right? But he didn't, like, get KO'd and fall back and hit his head.
No. Like, usually Chuck, like, does, like, a 180 when he gets knocked out.
And so that guy's been there more than once. And that's a warrior's life. I respect it. But when you're approaching 50 and you're thinking of putting yourself at risk to do that again against a person who hasn't really experienced those things, who has been competitive more recently than you by a large margin, who has fought decent competition recently, that's not a great idea. It's not a great idea. And the worst case scenario, in my opinion, is if he did it and was successful.
Because then he'd keep doing it.
Yes. And then he mentioned Jon Jones.
Good God, no.
And when you mention Jon Jones, and you're nearly 50 years old, and you're talking about the best guy in the world, and you're not talking very clearly, and you're saying you know, a whole lot.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying he was ever the most articulate human, but there was something different. And it made me sad. And then when he said Jon Jones, I'm like, is my man delusional here? Like, what are we talking about? You want to fight the best guy? Do you know what he would fucking do to you? And he doesn't want to do that to you. And he can.
Yeah.
Fuck. I don't want anyone to give him a license. Like, I love this dude. I'm not trying to speak against him. Like, there's gotta be a way for him to earn money outside of punching another dude in the head. Oh, shout out to Knox. Shout out to Knox and my man Greg Jr. Guys, I'm sorry, this is totally off topic, but I had to give a shout out to people that are watching live, and they're the homies. They drive up to see me. I'm not competing in Toledo. My students want to train. I will not be fighting then. I will make a preemptive fight announcement in a moment, but finish my fucking Chuck rant. It hurt my heart to hear him say those words because he can still draw money, and that means somebody's going to book it.
Yeah.
They're going to find a way to get him punched in the head. And that fucking sucks.
It does. It really does.
That fucking sucks. So. So, not official announcement.
Okay.
I'm announcing my intent. Not the presence of a match, but my intent to compete at Fight to Win in Columbus in July. I got the same text message that 100 other motherfuckers got. I'm not special. A bunch of dudes got that. There's a group text. I'm not fucking special. But if they're coming to Ohio, I don't care if it's my hometown. I feel like I must defend.
Yeah.
I feel like I got to put the Cleveland flag on my back and go wherever the fuck they're going to be and fight whoever shows up. 135-pound black belt, no gi, I don't give a fuck. Let's get it. Make the weight. Let's get it. Like, I'm about that shit right now. I'm about that shit right now. I've been putting in the work. I've been adding different aspects to my training in jiu-jitsu. Completely new ideas to me that I can work on. And I want to express these ideas on you. What to do. If you can make that weight, start doing your motherfucking chin-ups right now.
Yeah.
Let's get that work. So, not official announcement. You know, it's not a fight announcement. I don't have an opponent. I haven't been approved. But I don't think I'll be turned down. Because I do put on a show, win or lose. The last time I was in Columbus, I got black belt fight of the night. I did not get that W. The last time I was at Fight to Win, I got my hand raised, and I plan on doing that shit again. But we just got to find somebody that wants to fight and that can make that weight.
Yeah.
135.
Black belt.
I know you're out there, by the way. I've seen you. So don't fucking play. Don't fucking play. I'm talking to you. If you can hear my voice, I'm talking to you. It's not the Tito's, daddy. That's the kid.
He's ready to go.
So, Anthony.
Yes.
Let's talk about the fucking class that you attended tonight.
Yeah.
Broadcast live on the internet.
That was interesting.
For the first time on Twitch. So if you follow Love and Chokes on Twitch, you're going to get all kinds of crazy-ass content put together by the homie Matt, my videographer. The first live class was tonight. Handful of guys in the room. Handful of people watching on Twitch. I couldn't believe that on the first broadcast, I didn't tweet out, Facebook out, Instagram out. I didn't tell a motherfucking soul that it was going down. And people watched. And people tried to donate. But the donations weren't open yet.
Yeah.
That shit is so hot to me. That shit is so hot to me. I can't believe that people are watching this stream right now.
Yep.
Shit is bonkers to me. Like, I'm not looking to be famous. I'm not looking for a large following. I'm looking to find out who fucks with me on a hard level and fuck with them on a hard level. And so when, like, I'm like, oh my God. Hello, Twitch. What's up? Like, hello, brand new people I've never met. You're watching this whole class, you're asking questions. I fuck with you. Like, I want to get to know these people. People that are watching this right now know for a fact that I'm about that life.
Yes.
When you come see me, I fuck with you. So, it's amazing that, like, anyone cares at all. So I feel like you got to give that back. Like, that was the lesson of Joey Diaz's, like his time that he spent with me by choice.
So did you give it back?
It was like, it's what I learned from it. It was like, be generous. Be generous. Like, you're not fucking important. Like, what is it that you have to do? If a motherfucker fucks with you, you better fuck with them back. They love you, you love them back. Period. Period. End of story. Like, the way that he treated me is how I want to treat everyone that interacts with me on that mat. Not just like a handshake. I want to be coming to the back with me. Let's rap. What's going on with you?
Yeah.
And like, when you have a lot of people, that could be exhausting. I'm fortunate to only have a few. It's a blessing. It's a blessing. It's all I can handle. Sometimes it's more than daddy can handle. Young Anthony.
Yes.
What else is cracker-lacking in the streets?
Well, we can talk
Are
about...
you on the weird news? You want to get to weird news,
No,
don't
we're
you?
still we're still in MMA weird news, so we're not there yet. Have you seen what your buddy Tim Kennedy tried to do this week?
Tried to do or did?
Did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Straight up waterboarded himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People are kind of like calling that BS though.
Why is that BS?
Because we'll see. I don't know this person's what is it called? What is it, their expertise?
Uh-huh.
But this Malcolm Nance, who is a former SRE instructor and waterboarding quad resistance team member, I can tell you it's about aggression, intent, tie down, poor technique, rate flow, and other factors. It's a Nazis coming towards you. Deal with it. And so basically, they're saying that the way he did it is that's not how it's done. You're just holding your breath.
Okay. First of all,
and do you know the reason why this is going on? I guess they're going over the fact of
okay. I believe, and look, I'm not a fucking political guy.
Right.
But I know about a couple of things. And so there's a woman who's being considered for the directorship of the CIA.
Mm-hmm.
And they're trying to get her confirmed.
Yeah.
And a lot of people think she's the shit. A lot of bad motherfuckers who I'm familiar with. Not that I know personally, but I'm familiar with.
Right.
And I felt their energy before. I know how they move. Think that she's a good woman for the job.
Yeah.
And there's this viral video going around where they were like, weren't you in charge during the time of the torture?
Yeah.
And she's like, yes. Like, yeah, for sure. It was legal at the time, and it was the right thing to do, and blah, blah, blah. And they're like, well, how did you feel about that? And she's like, about like it was the legal thing to do?
Yeah.
And they're like, but what about your feelings? And she's like, it was legal. Like, she's like, I'm trying to spell this out for you. And he kept being like, I don't know if we can, I don't trust your emotions.
Yeah.
Like it was some bullshit. And like, a lot of my friends who are really smart, but are like very lefty, are like, look at this woman. She's evil.
Yeah.
She likes torture. One, remember who the fuck we're talking about. Like, stop fucking humanizing monsters. If you are willing to be a terrorist, I don't weep for your sinuses getting overwhelmed as you try to breathe and fear drowning. I don't weep for that. I weep for the innocent people you are willing to murder. I weep for the person you may behead, or the gay man or woman that you may throw from the roof of a fucking building. I weep for them. I want to make sure that any information that you have that might lead to the safety of others comes out of your fucking mouth. And if it has to get nasty, it can get nasty. And Tim was demonstrating waterboarding in a way that may not be done. I don't know.
Right.
But I know that Tim doesn't bullshit. And that he was just trying to demonstrate a point. Like, this is what this is.
Mm-hmm.
And it can be endured. Now, how long can it be endured? Like, all this, right?
Right. Also, like,
what that guy's saying about intent is true.
Mm-hmm.
Right? About method, I don't know because I can't speak intelligently about that.
Right. Also, you're Tim Kennedy, so you might.
But intent is real.
Right.
Like, we're going to make you experience this, or we're going to make you tell us what we want to know are two different things. Does that make sense?
Right.
I do know of a person that was waterboarded in a violent manner, but, like, with his consent.
Yeah.
I know of two people that experienced this. One person said it was really difficult. Another person completely blacked out and didn't talk to anyone for 6 hours.
Jesus.
So can it be a super psychologically damaging experience? Potentially. Yeah. Will I weep for a terrorist who gets waterboarded?
No.
No, I won't. And no one else should either. Like, what are we talking about here? They're not waterboarding your fucking babies. It's like, you got a bad grade. Waterboarding. Like, come on, man. So I think Tim was trying to demonstrate that people should be less emotional about that issue, especially if you're uninformed. And most people are. So let warriors do what warriors have to do to get their jobs done. And, you know, pour a cocktail, stay in your fucking cubicle, shut the fuck up. Like, like unfollow whoever on Facebook. Like, but don't try to interfere with this woman getting confirmed if you don't know what the fuck you're talking about and you want to make sure that she has real emotions. Sounds like she's the kind of person that can make excellent decisions based on rules, and that's the game that she has to play. Let her play her game. But I'm just trying to be logical. I'm just trying to be logical. Where are all the social justice warriors coming out in support of that woman when they tried to feminize her and talk about your feelings?
Nobody cares.
And we're talking about serious shit here. And this motherfucker's like, well, don't you have feelings, lady? Where are all the short-haired, nose-pierced motherfuckers there?
Hey,
where the fuck are you now?
She doesn't fit the description.
No.
She does not.
Oh, she's not on the team.
No.
She's not on the team. She forfeits her pussy.
She's an emotionless cunt.
She forfeits her pussy because she doesn't share the same views that we do.
You see her hair color? It's normal. That's not
Fuck her.
Not what we're
I bet
into.
she's not even a Marxist.
Yeah. It needs to be a color that's
I bet she doesn't support Antifa. Fuck her.
You need to
I
have,
hope she doesn't get it.
you need to have stoplight hair color to be on our team. Something outrageously different.
God damn it. Because that's really what happened.
Yeah.
You motherfuckers that want to talk about patriarchy are clicking like on that shit. Yeah. When some dude sat up there and was like, how did you feel, though, you know, in your ovaries? Like, what were your ovaries thinking when you were waterboarding all those brown people? When you sent those dudes that look like college football players to torture those innocent brown people?
How'd you feel?
How did your ovaries feel? Fuck you. That's how they felt. So, yeah. But I think Tim Kennedy's a stand-up dude. So, what's his name? Malcolm whatever the fuck?
Malcolm.
Like, fair play to you, Malcolm.
Malcolm Nance.
Fair play to you. You may have a point. But so does Tim. You know? You both have points. But a lot of people don't have a fucking point. Like, she should have had feelings isn't a point. The idea of intent and all that, that's a point. That's a point.
Mm-hmm.
But she should have had feelings. Go fuck yourself. No lube. What you using you for? You don't deserve lube. What else is going on?
Let's see. In UK, you can't watch porn anymore. Or you can't watch porn without buying porn passes. They have a new
What's the
standard.
porn pass?
So basically, it's just to verify ages under new law. So
You can verify ages without me purchasing anything.
says, hey man, you gotta purchase it with an ID.
All you need is my ID, bitch.
Verify the user's age or face stiff penalties. Don't comply, will get blocked by your internet service, and you will have to pay.
What do you have to pay?
You have to pay $10 for like the
For how long?
10 euros for around. It would require a driver's license. This method would require. They didn't get into the details of how long, so I think it's maybe like a one. I think maybe it's a one-time thing, but I'm not sure. Doesn't go into specifics about what it would be.
I mean, and where does the money go? Because, all right, so you think about things like alcohol and cigarettes, which I obviously enjoy.
Right.
Sometimes when they want to build a stadium or some shit like that, or they want to do something for the communities or children, they'll add a sin tax to those kind of items.
Right.
I'm not necessarily opposed to that for pornography, which is another thing that I totally support in literally almost every conceivable way.
Mm-hmm.
Every like ethical way I support porn, like hard. No pun intended, honestly. I support porn hard. Who doesn't? Yeah, like I don't hate a single time charge or even a really small monthly charge if it was on the same lines as a sin tax, where like you're gonna take this money and buy books for children. But like if you're just gonna give this money to a cable company, if they're just using it as a mark,
Right.
like, look, everybody jerks off, so you're gonna add 10 more bucks to the bill because the cable thing is fucking up, and you got to figure out how you're gonna make ends meet now that everybody's going to Sling or just using their Netflix and just using YouTube and just torrenting and just using their Fire Sticks.
Yeah.
So you got to figure out how to make out that extra cash. Syntax, though, I would be hip to a syntax.
Yeah.
You could convince me for a syntax, but the way that things are structured, you wouldn't really have to do much convincing because there's only a few choices.
Yeah.
So you'd end up paying that money no matter what if you want to stroke your dick. So
Yeah.
pay up, Britain.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. It's
You're first. We'll be next.
just so we can prove that you're over 18. They don't say where the money goes.
But that reason is total bullshit. And like, it's not like people who aren't like, they always act like this is to protect the children.
Yes.
We're going to protect the children from
Yes.
those penetration images. I don't want to speak for myself.
Well, all I know is I don't want to get blackmailed for my weird porn, so that's cool.
You would get blackmailed?
I don't want to. It could happen.
You want to?
I said I don't want it to.
Oh,
It
you
could-
don't want
it
to.
could happen. So what happens?
Yeah,
Well-
I don't care about that.
Of course not. Yeah, man.
I like what I like.
Yeah.
The world can go fuck itself. But when I wasn't going to call myself well-adjusted is what I was saying. But I do think a lot of people end up completely normal and exposed to porn before they're 18.
Yes. It happens one way or another. TV, magazines.
I think it's just the way it ends up.
books.
And it's not like every single human being ends up tortured and fucked up. So it's probably not that big of a deal. You should probably relax. And it's just a gimmick. You're not really protecting them. Like it's literally a myth. It's a
Yeah,
lie.
It's like, hey, we're just doing this so we can get that cash.
Get that cash, baby.
Yeah, man.
These motherfuckers trying to get Netflix and drop our services.
Yes.
All right, if you want to jerk your dicks, we're going for your dicks. If you had just kept subscribing,
Mm-hmm.
you started going with all this a la carte shit, you tried to play us.
Yeah, we said, hey,
We know you got dicks, though.
yes. Dicks and vaginas, and we want to see you got. We want to make sure that you stroke it with us.
We know you need that Pornhub. You just bought those socks.
Those socks are so
You
ridiculous.
just bought those socks.
So
What are you going to do, not use them?
So ridiculous. For the first time ever, we actually have some decent news in the weird news category.
What's up?
This man is called with the golden arm, they quote, donates blood and saves 2.4 million babies.
What?
Yes. So
What a fucking legend.
this man right here, he's terrified of needles, by the way. He always looks away. But so what happened when he was
So he's just a gangster.
yeah, when he was a kid, he had a procedure where he removed his lung, and because of that, they had to put like 16 I don't know whatever the unit of blood they put in you, they'll give him those packets or whatever they are. They had to put that many into him, and because of that, for whatever strange reason,
Show me the camera right now.
show you the camera.
Yeah, I want to see what we look like right this second. Keep talking.
Multitasking.
Okay, we're good.
So
Got my reasons.
So what happened was, I believe there was this disease, is that when you have when a lady's pregnant and she's a negative blood type
Mm-hmm.
and the baby's a positive blood type, for whatever reason, it's specific to Australia, is that usually there's more likely they're gonna die, and because there's like I guess an autoimmune deficiency, if I believe, hematologic disease of the newborn, or HDN, most arises when a woman with Rh negative blood type becomes pregnant with a baby who has Rh positive blood type,
Damn.
and the incompatibility causes the mother's body to reject the fetus's red blood cells.
Wow.
And so because of this man, for whatever reason, produces some, I guess it was the
Got
antibody.
some magic shit.
Yeah, some magic shit in his body. Is like produces called the anti-D, and like vaccine or whatever it is. And so he's been donating blood. So every time they make one of those vaccines or pass it off to one of the pregnant ladies, he is a contributor. He's a contributing factor to that.
Oh, great.
And so he's been doing that since he's 18, since he was legal enough to donate blood, and they keep doing it until he dies.
That's amazing.
Just because of what happened to him when he was a kid.
Amazing.
And it's just like, he's like, I don't really care.
That's real hero shit.
Yeah, he's like, I don't know why this is how it is, or I don't really care when they ask me to like do some research on me, but they did it, and it helps people. And I'm like, cool.
How often does he do it?
He does it. Let's see. I don't know what they say. I know he did. I know he was like, I think it was like 2016, 2017. He was at his 1,000th donation of blood.
Wow. And he hates needles.
He hates needles. He looks away every time.
He faces it 1,000 times.
Yeah.
And people hate on Jordan Peterson when he talks about being a monster. Because that's what that is. That dude's a monster.
Yeah.
The needle is the dragon.
Mm-hmm.
He's afraid of the dragon. He doesn't want to see the dragon.
Yeah.
But he knows that if he endures it, it will save the village.
He will.
And so he becomes a monster, slays the dragon, saves the village.
Yep.
That dude.
He's a hero.
Joseph Campbell would be proud. I'm proud. Shout out. Shout out to you, Ozzy. Respect.
Man, that's pretty much all I got for weird news.
That's fucking tremendous.
There's not much weird stuff
That felt good.
Yeah,
like,
to hear that.
I don't mean to no sell that. I'm just like, I'm multitasking. Not that what I'm doing isn't obvious.
I don't know. I can't. I guess you can see it, but yeah.
What can you see?
You just nothing. You just see a piece of paper.
You don't see shit.
You see a piece of paper.
You don't see a motherfucking thing. Shit, my Tito's is empty. Daddy got to make another cocktail. We have much to do.
We're talking about a two-headed fawn.
Ew, no. No, I'm thinking.
I just pulled that up. I don't know anything about it, but mushroom. A mushroom hunter discovered. Wait, hold on. Wait,
That was a sharp reaction.
it was like, say, ew, no. That just seems like a. If it wasn't a mushroom hunter, I'd probably believe it more. But you know, just
A mushroom hunter found it.
yes, a mushroom hunter.
What kind of mushrooms was he hunting for?
I don't think that's the important part of the story, sir. But we can pretend like it is. It's the ones that make you see things. I don't know.
No, probably not.
Yeah. Long story short, things got too.
He wouldn't have reported the two-headed fucking
No,
deer.
no.
He would have been like, obviously I'm hallucinating.
Obviously, it's not real. Stop tripping.
I must have grabbed these mushrooms too tightly. Because now all the deers have two heads. I don't know what to do. Can't tell anyone. That dude was definitely looking for like just edible mushrooms
Yeah,
for
just-
the kitchen,
Yeah.
not for tripping. And then in his sober mind was like, oh, a two-headed fawn does not exist in nature normally.
No.
Let's take a picture.
Yeah, and then they just take it in, did experiments on it, and just X-rays and all that stuff,
Oh, shit.
just to see shit about it.
Science!
Pretty much,
Which some people don't believe in anymore.
it is called blasphemy.
Edgy Bravo.
Science.
He was on another podcast today,
Science.
or a couple days ago, and I watched some of it. Hurt my feelings.
Did it really?
Yeah.
Why?
There was an episode of Joe Rogan where he was like, they got you strong. They got you strong, man. And it's like, no, nigga, they got you strong. And he was talking to the comedian Theo Vaughn. That's what I watched today.
Yeah.
Theo disappointed me too. He was like, I'm open-minded. I'm like, oh my God. You motherfuckers. You motherfuckers. Like,
Too much free time.
Of course, who's not open-minded?
Too much free time. That's what it is.
But like, it's just like, it's the need to be right about shit that doesn't. It's like, it hurts my feelings that people that are brilliant about anything can have such a huge fucking blind spot about simple shit. Like, you know what it's like to be an expert in something that everyone thinks they can do. Both of you motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Like, everyone thinks they're funny.
And everyone thinks they can choke people.
And everyone thinks they can fight.
Yeah.
You motherfuckers are professionals. You are experts in these things. And yet, you think other experts are fucking retards. And that you get it.
It's a lie. It's not even that they're retards. It's that, I can see that this is a scam. This is not really real.
Out of your fucking minds.
The government. Project Cadmus.
Like, do they lie? Does the government lie about things?
Yes.
Yes.
But because of that, they lie about everything.
Every school shooting is not a fucking false flag.
How dare you, sir? I seen those Fox.
I can't believe he said that shit. Eddie Bravo said that shit.
He really said that shit?
As a shoot.
Whoa.
He was like, all of them, man. And they've got you strong, I want to get you strong right now.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not threatening Eddie.
I wish it was.
Like, I respect some of his contribution to jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
And I was cautious about what I said there. I literally mean some of it. I don't respect all of it. Some of it is stupid.
Right.
And I literally train hard now to make sure that every time someone tries to put me in the rubber guard, they get fucked up. Just check the footage.
Yeah. It's super cool, man. You're super flexible. Watch this.
Watch this. That shit does not work. Up and down. Fuck that guard. So dumb. Anyway.
Long story short, I wish it was. I kind of wish it was just all, just fake. It was just all just a scam. He comes home.
No, it's not a rib. He thinks this shit.
Looks at his wife. I got these suckers again.
These motherfuckers think that I think the other's flat, babe.
And I'm selling these T-shirts. Flat Earth Eddie.
It's what I always do.
Flat Earth
Look,
Eddie.
I'm a fan. I like Eddie Bravo in a way, man. Like, that's what fucking makes me mad. Like,
should it make you that mad?
Yes.
Why?
Because he could have been such a gangster.
Yeah, but
he really could have been.
A lot of people ruin it for themselves.
He could have been a fucking G. But then he had to be like,
I'm not really Mexican.
Look into it. And look into it. Look into it is fucking your shit up. And when your homies try to pull you back, you're like, oh man, someone must have got to them.
Yeah, they're
listen to yourself, dog.
They're under the payroll.
Like, listen to yourself.
They're in the payroll.
These are your homies.
They're in the payroll.
They laugh sometimes. But they don't want to be laughing. They want to yank all those dumb motherfucking ideas out of your head so you can focus on the shit that you can crush it at. The game. But you're contributing enough so it's cool. It doesn't really fucking matter. And that's why I think they just let it go and they still fuck with you.
Yeah.
Because you get EBI off the ground. You get combat jiu-jitsu off the ground. Your association is still doing strong. Respect.
Yeah.
So they're like, you know what? Yeah, shrug. But if some of that shit went wrong, motherfuckers would be asking you to get 5150 right now. So just check yourself, dog. Like, the fuck are we talking about? Dinosaurs aren't real. Nothing's real. Everything's a fucking lie. It's like, dog, it's like, all right, the dinosaur thing is kind of cute. The flat earth thing is kind of cute.
Yeah.
Every school shooting is not a fucking false flag.
Not to get serious.
Every school shooting, all of them, bro.
It's a false flag.
All of them, bro. That's just like these motherfuckers that think every time a black dude gets grabbed by a cop, it's the worst thing that ever happened. It's not all or nothing.
Yeah.
And like, it's probably none. It's probably way closer to none.
I think that post is at 120 comments.
What?
Your post.
Man.
30. I think it just keeps.
People are still commenting on that?
I saw one come up.
I haven't checked on it in
I
days.
saw something come up this morning.
I don't give a fuck.
Maybe. I don't know. I gotta look again. I saw it. Just came in my notifications. Like, hey, look.
My notification.
Yeah, it tells me when Darren gets harassed. Just immediately.
I'm not being harassed. Watch your mouth. No one's harassing
Darren's
me.
being harassed online.
No.
He's being online
I'm
bullied.
being bullied.
He's being
I'm being
bullied.
cyberbullied, guys.
He's being bullied online. Because
No, honestly, these motherfuckers were bullying each other.
They are. It's kind of
They weren't real. Nobody was really coming at me.
They're just like.
They started cannibalizing the comments like, what about you? I actually had to check someone I like. I had to be like,
Hey, man. It's cool. Just relax.
remember your weight class? And remember that, like, some of the people you're talking to are entirely prepared to end another person's life. And I'm not threatening you with that. I just want you to realize that there are different levels of commitment in this life. Not like, he's going to kill you if you fucking make him mad.
No.
That's not it. Like, if someone's like, what's your opinion on this issue? Like, all right, say, like, I don't really have
What's your
a
opinion?
defined opinion on the state of Israel. Here's an example.
Okay.
I don't have a defined opinion on that. But I know of a person who served in, like, special forces for them, who has killed people, who has watched other people die for that cause.
Yeah.
I would never be like, I don't know about that to him. It's pointless.
Yeah.
Because that conversation is happening on completely different levels of commitment. I'm not willing to risk my life and end other lives for my opinion. Therefore, in his company, my opinion is not valid.
Okay.
It's not fucking valid. If I were on that same level, a discussion would make sense. That's how I see shit. Like, stay in your motherfucking lane. So if you're talking to a person who is willing to be in the front line of a fucking civil war, which is, you could argue that my neighborhood that I grew up in is going through one of those right now. They just showed on the news here where somebody near, like, the border of Euclid, South Euclid and Cleveland, pulled out AKs at a convenience store where there were two babies and their dad trying to get them to the car, and then they tried to shoot up these two cars next to them while the fucking babies were getting into the other car. No regard. And then they show this motherfucker getting into the car, still firing, the gun going everywhere. These are not killers. These are not men who have decided that it is worth risking their lives to be certain that another man dies. These are people trying to get away with killing someone if they get lucky enough to kill someone. That's not fucking gangster. That's not fucking scary. It's only scary in the sense of the randomness and the chaos it creates. And if you're willing to put a vest on, have a family at home, and still involve yourself in those going-ons, then your opinion about that kind of shit matters more to me than the opinion of someone who's just going to go to work tomorrow or not and type. Come at that person, if you choose to come at that person, with a great deal of fucking respect for what they do. And that is it. That's it. There's no other way to think about that. I'm not saying you don't have the right to talk to them. I'm saying I defer my opinion to theirs. You don't have to. But I implore you in general, and I insist that when you're doing it on my fucking social media, that you treat that motherfucker with more respect. Because they're on a different level of commitment than you are. And it's not that you should respect what they say, like, oh, then it's coming from on high. You should just respect that level of commitment. You should fucking take that in consideration before you open your mouth. Am I hot about that?
No. Just a little bit.
Just a teeny tiny bit. The tiniest bit hot. So hot that I wasn't even certain that I poured Tito's in there. But I did.
It's just lime juice.
No, there's Tito's in there. Let's do a splash more.
Just a splash more.
Splash Mountain. Why, Anthony?
Why what?
Why a splash more?
Why not?
Because life is for enjoying. That's why.
Yes.
What else is on your mind, young man?
That's it.
What?
That's all.
That's all.
That's all I got.
Anthony,
That literally is like weird news, and
we dropped them off a cliff.
yeah,
I berated them.
I have nothing. I have nothing. I can't help you guys today.
Now I'm reaching in for ice, random ice. They don't know where this came from.
I can pull something out of my ass and try to.
They don't know where that came from. I just dropped the ice in the party cup. Wow.
Boom.
Oh, I'm having too much fun. I'm enjoying my life too much. Someone stop me. Ah! It's getting too wild, Anthony.
Yeah, I got nothing.
That's not true. It's not getting too wild. Tomorrow morning at 8:45, I'll be picking up heavy things.
Ooh.
Whether this thing feels good or not, I don't give a fuck. I don't want to miss days.
All right.
No fucking slack. I can raise my arm. It's time to go to work. If I have to modify the workout, we'll modify the workout. This morning, could not raise the arm. So,
Yeah, so
it was kind of obvious that it was a dumb idea to go train. But we'll be back out there in the morning. I'm going to pour another cocktail. I wish we could find some public domain music. Not the theme. Like something slow. Can you type in public domain slow jam?
I already got you, man. You just talk to me like I already know what's going on. Hip hop, instrumental.
No!
Listen, very carefully.
Oh, you got this?
Relax. Let's see. Let me go. I gotta switch profiles because I don't even think.
Yeah, I gotta switch profiles. I don't even fuck with this profile anymore.
Let's see. What is this? Who is this?
Anthony. Anthony with the radio voice. He's like, "Did you say slow jam?"
Let's give it a second.
I'm sorry. Did you say slow jam?
Let's see what's going on here. Let's go back a little bit. And it's for free. Shout outs to Chill Hip Hop Music.
Turn it up.
Because that's what I have to do to let you guys.
Much louder. You might need to turn up on the screen, dog.
There you go.
See, like, for a split second, somebody was like, is he gonna freestyle?
I was like, nah.
You're out of your fucking mind.
Mr.
I just want to talk to y'all. Turn it up. A proper good night, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Not like a goodbye internet good night. I'm talking about a hug and a kiss. A gentle caress. That kind of make your back muscles feel like they're tributaries. Fingers like, Episode 63. We went in there. We did our thing tonight. Shout out to Tito's. I know one of my homies might be disappointed. He wanted some heavy-ass topics, and we'll get into those. Here's talking about xenophobia and feminism, but we did give feminism a little kiss.
Yes.
So there. Turn it up!
I think it's switching to another song.
God damn it!
Give it a second. It's switching to another song because it's going through.
We
Fades
did give feminism a little kiss. But we didn't go all the way in on it, which is probably for the best. All right, now first of all, even though I'm giving you a little chair dancing right now, I want you to know, Anthony,
Yeah.
this is not as good as slow jams would have been.
That's fair.
No, I just have to say that because I'm an asshole. It's totally good.
All right.
It's just not what my plan was.
Not what you assumed was going to happen.
I was thinking like maybe you could get like a Teddy Pendergrass record, but you know what? Now that you mention it, like,
Yes.
I might have to go in.
Uh-oh.
I might go in now. One. Yeah. No kidding.
I thought you'd be like, and stop the stream. I was ready.
Oh,
I was like,
are you ready to cut it
yeah,
off?
I was ready to cut it off.
Oh, I should have done it.
I was like, I can see where this is going.
No, but we promised to put him to bed with a kiss. You know? We always like jump off them. It's like I don't want to be fucking them like they're like the jump off.
Yeah. We're going to fade ourselves out. Just
Like Snoop said, like But when I bust my nut, I'm getting about the cot.
No, we're not doing that. We're trying to be smooth, relaxed.
I'm getting about the cot.
We'll see you guys again on Saturday.
I'm getting about the cot. Turn it up. I'm getting about the cot. Getting about the cot. I'm getting about the cot. That's the title of this episode. I'm getting about the cot. Getting about the cot. Goodbye, internet. XOXO.